This is a letter from Babuji Maharaj, dated 25th October 1959. My dear Vardachari, you have written in your letter dated 8th October 1959 that as a matter of fact, the master in the letter received today almost expresses concern about the misuse of the transmission power in me by me, as it may be very powerful. I think it refers to para second page 3 of letter number 450 SRCM dated 4th October 1959. I believe you have misunderstood me. There is no question of misuse, and it is not any way possible in your case. I meant that you have got such a strong connection with the real power and such a tremendous force that if the bondage is removed, you will not be able to transmit according to the capacity of the Abhyasi. I meant that you have got such a strong connection with the real power and such a tremendous force that if the bondage is removed, you will not be able to transmit according to the capacity of the Abhyasi. Since there will be no check, the Abhyas will become the target of the entire power rushing out of full-fledged, and you will not be in a position to control it according to necessity. In your present state, if you are exercising your will, it will run like a stream. This limitation is not, however, a check to realization. I had been in this position, and my master also had put a check over it, as I did in your case. But if I form a will, the whole force will be directed towards the Abhyasi. I think I have cleared this point sufficiently. If there remains anything still, I shall clear it further. In your letters, I feel that you are despondent over your present condition, while on the other hand, I felt exceedingly happy over it. I think since you love me as your own, the condition which offers me happiness, though it may be unpleasant to you, must also be a source of happiness to you. Now I come to the main point. I had also written in my letter referred to above that what I want is the dried up force, that is, forceless force, as I feel it in myself. In my case, my master, while commenting upon this state, had written to me in a Persian verse meaning, such rare an attainment is not the outcome of human effort, but is a divine gift. Now see how highly did he appreciate this condition. I also complained to my master when I had the similar condition. In reply, he asked me to remove this idea as it amounted to ingratitude towards the Lord. So, my dear Vardachari, be happy to have this as a blessing, for which I must congratulate you. This is the first chapter of your present condition. Whatever you might be saying about it, I would not mind the least, nor attend to it in any way, and I would not rest a while till I have brought you to the dreary state like that of a TB patient who, having lost heart, feels himself incapable of slightest movement of limbs. I feel impatient to know if this has been satisfying to you. I perfectly agree with your opinion that spiritual training is more important than the construction of the ashram, which is only for the convenience of others and a source of publicity. Love to children and respect for faith. So, he Vardachari was against all such things, collecting the money, connecting the ashrams and all these things. That's why he has written a letter for this. He is Chari, who is behind all these things. Gopalacharya తిరుపతి 8 November ఈయన రాస్తున్నాడు. తిరుపతి 8 November 1959. My beloved and revered Gurudev, this morning I got another information that there has been no improvement for the past 2 years of an Abhyasi. This information I got from Sri Hanumant Rao, the old gentleman of 80 years. I said that if an Abhyasi is not earnest about reaching the highest and has not faith, how could such one ever rise? When he said that he was feeling that the atmosphere of my room is not so very intense as previously, I told him that it is likely he has lost his sensitivity, or it is due to the higher tensions of the room which he could not discern, or still that the master, for the purpose of soothing the transmission of my humble self, has produced softness rather than intensity, which is higher and more potent at transmissive power than before, being forceless force. Babaji Maharaj is very particular about coining such words: powerless power, forceless force, influenceless influence. Other Abhyasis are feeling the present day transmission very elevating. One and all feel that they are improving and find their love for the master is growing by leaps and bounds. I myself, master, felt that thou hast poured thyself in me all the time and without interruption. What more can I say except that I do not know what I can do except to lose myself in thee. Anything when anybody feels that the master's judgment is wrong and wishes to increase his own ego, there is hardly any ground for cure. Yours as body, KCV, Hyderabad. Dear brother, if you observe minutely, you will find day to day changes, subtle they may, however, be. What you eagerly wish for is my earnest desire too, and you are having it step by step. You like to be freed from endless circle of rebirth. I assure you that you are destined to be so. Not only on this, but you shall also be able to liberate others by his force, by his grace. The method may be dangerous, but you have power and courage to break the limitations instantly. Constitutionally, a preceptor is a controlling authority at a place, and even body must in right bound to obey him, must in duty bound to obey him. His inner condition, as you already know, showed that he was not receptive to divine influence. It was you who made him to receptacle, but he seems to have no sense of obligation for it. That is nothing but sheer ingratitude on his part. I am of course sorry for him when I take into consideration his age, which warrants devoted adherence to his spiritual pursuit at all moments. The incident reminds me of the golden words of my master that one can be successful only when God wishes him so. Please accept my pranam. Shai and R. Rao. From I Sahib and R. Rao. My respects to Appaji and love to children with best wishes. ఎవరు రాశారో ఇది ఎవరికి రాస్తున్నారు అర్థం హైదరాబాద్ అని ఉన్నది ఎవరికి రాశారో చెప్తుంది రామచంద్ర యువర్స్ రామచంద్ర అదే బాబుజీ మార రాసింది Shahjahanpur, UP, dated 29th December 1959. Received an affectionate letter of 19th December 1959 at Allahabad. I am really so much captured by the high devotion of all members of your family that I feel myself mortgaged. I am glad to say that I feel you to be in a peculiar state, as everything has been taken away from you, and I am sure that in about a month's time you will realize that it has brought you to something still deeper. Ramchandra. I am very difficult in this state. Tirupati is 5th January 1960. My dear revered and beloved Gurudev, it is sure that I feel that all things have gone away from me. I felt it very much at Madras. Indeed, there is a peculiar feeling of helplessness though I am also saying that I have reached a very high state as you have so stated it, so as to convince myself that it is true. Further, on the least occasion of transmission, there is in the head region all over, especially from the central region, and in the two sides, a peculiar feeling of strain and sensation, sometimes comfortable, sometimes uncomfortable. I am praying that as you have written a month hence, I will know about the deeper condition. All others are coming regularly and having abhyas. I am very sorry that Sri C.T. Mudaliar is not keen. ఈ ముదలియార్ మెడ్రాస్ అయినా మన రియాలిటీ దానికి ఉపోద్ఘాతం రాశాడు బాబుజీ మహారాజ్ దానికి. ఇట్టి మొదలయ్యారు ఈజ్ రిటన్ ప్రీఫేస్ బాబూజీస్ బుక్ దట్ రియాలిటీ దానికి రాసినాడు ఆ మొదలయ్యారు. ఈ మెన్షన్ దట్ మొదలయ్యారు. ఆల్ అదర్స్ కమింగ్ రెగ్యులర్లీ having abhyas. I am very sorry that Sri C.T. Mudaliar is not keen on satsang. The real trouble is that whether one likes it or not, the improvement in material matters and the lack of space etc. at his place makes him desist from this abhyas or its spreading. After all, what is the charm in this abhyas except if takes one really above the bondage to material limitations, at least in respect of basic service that one wishes to do. I do not know how to put it, but it is clear that unless one is clearly aware of his growth and development internally, and from that development point of view is able to change and modify or shape the outer circumstances according to divine will, which is not purely a will of nivritti as such, will not able to keep up the faith. Though all say that they seek the highest, it is clear to me almost all seeks something more than that, if not other than that, in addition to that. This I found to be the true reason for not making up. Others offer all this, though how far they do go them or realize them is not clear. I do not know how far all these things can be transformed. I even now think about my humble prayer on the 11th December morning for a definite and radical power to change or transform all those who come to see that the highest includes in a very subtle way all the men seek and is greater than any and all of them. This is to evolve into supernatural, I believe. This is loving pranam, yours K.C. Vardachari. Customary Sahajan Prabhupada. Dear Vardachari, please write me if you feel a change in your condition from 27th or 28th January. There decidedly is a change, although not so sharp, because you have acquired mostly the changeless state. After this receipt of your letter, I shall write clearly the change occurred. It is of course inaccessible, but from the hints I receive something. Yours Ramchandra. Custom spiritual matters are very difficult. Remaining witness, Sakshi Bhuta, avoid miseries. Whether we know it or not, we cannot be other than ourselves. For this psychic process, no knowledge is required. For example, in nature, the different fauna go on as they are, according to their inherent nature, ingrained and transmitted genetically from one generation to another without any so-called objective knowledge as we humans do socio-economically. It is because knowledge is not needed to be being. Rather, we will be missing it because of it. The whole problem of humanity is that humanity knows because of the knowing. The being is forgotten. The being is forgotten. Interestingly, meditation is how to drop knowledge. Meditation means how to become ignorant again. Meditation means how to just to be and not to think. To be ourself means to be a witness. To be ourselves means to be a witness, sakshi, of the body-mind equipment. You observe and watch the body-mind as an equipment, working from the terrace of conscience, as quoted below by the scripture. Trisudamasya bhogyam bhokta bhavatebhi sakshi chinmatram sadashiva. Kavalya Upanishad. Meaning, self is different to all existential phenomena of subject, object and predicate in a waking state of consciousness, Jagrata, dream state of consciousness, Swapna, and sleep state of consciousness, Sushupti, or in all three bodies of Stula, physical, Sukshma, astral, and Karana, Sharira, causal. It is witness, Sakshi, pure absolute consciousness, ever auspicious and blissful. Do not imitate to be somebody. Do not imitate to be somebody. Somebody else you will not be succeed. You will not succeed. There is no need absolutely. People, parents particularly, want their children to be like Buddha, Gandhi, C.V. Raman, etc. These are illusions, putting mental and physical pressure on the children. We are God's creation, and He wants to bring about variance in consciousness in terms of name and form, and in each of us there is psychic and genetic uniqueness that has to be preserved and transmitted. Let that uniqueness in each of us grow and flourish. All these psychic notions are based on the awareness of the true self, Atman, detached and separated from the ego self, which is the shadow, the main base cause of ignorance the main basic cause of ignorance of true self and the consequent result to misery. Anitya Asukham Lokam. Field of experiences are impermanent, anityam, and not happiness, asukham. Anitya Sukham Lokam. Lokam means field of experience. They are all experiences are not sukha. They are impermanent, not permanent. Impermanent. That is the problem. The entire creational problem, human problem is that for that only we have to go beyond all these things and go to true self. We are aware of our body, mind. We see them. Then how could be that, for example, I see you, that means I am not you. In the same way, same analogy, when I see my body, I am not the body. When you sit in the car, you never feel yourself as car. When you see the other person, you never feel as that person. So, on the same analogy, you see your body. Logically, you are not the body. You see and aware of the thoughts, then logically, you are not the thoughts. But ironically, it is happening quite opposite. It is because of psychic identification with the mentioned structures of body and mind. It is the identification that is the cause of bondage. To the body mind equipment. What is actually happening is witnessing, rather the identification, that we as human beings have forgotten and consequently whirling into life after life as repeated births, punarjanma. Then what is the solution for this vexing repetition? It is already stated at afore stages. One has to practice constantly with conscience by doing meditation that he is only the witnessing all the activities of existential phenomena, and his original nature, tattva, is pure consciousness, chinmatra, and eternal bliss, Sadashiva. Since, as scriptures indicate, ध्यान योगो सम्यक दर्शनस्य anantarangam, meaning Dhyana Yoga is the proximate means to right comprehension of the self, God. Swamiji. So thank you very much.